Hey everybody, Andy T back. We had another Black Clover video. I love this series so much. One of my favorite characters is Mars of the Diamond Kingdom, and I was wondering, what if Mars had his two attributes as well as Ladros' ability? Ladros' ability to absorb mana. So at first I thought Ladros was the only one who could really, put that to use. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, at first I thought Ladros was the only one who could really put that skill to use because, he has no attributes. So he just shoots off mana bullets that he absorbs. But any mage could really use that because all mages can shoot like their own special type of mana out, if that make you know what I'm talking about. But so in this video, I'm just talking about how, like, if he had that, because honestly, with what's going on with the Spade Kingdom attacking, part of me thinks they hopes that Mars gets an ability like Ladros, the ability to absorb stuff. Because Ladros lost his magic stone in his fight with Asta. So there were Shining Generals who didn't have the stones in the old generation. So maybe Ladros still is Shining General. But with like I said, with how things are going with the Spade Kingdom right now, Spade took over about, I believe the story said 80% of the Diamond Kingdom. I could see Mars having that. I could see the scholars in the Diamond Kingdom saying, "Hey, listen, Mars, we're going to give you the ability to absorb and release mana." That would make him a force to be reckoned with. So I'm hoping they give him that, but they probably won't. But if he had that from the very beginning, I think the story would have been relatively the same. Obviously, Asta, Mimosa, Klaus, all of them who fought Mars in the dungeon would have had a way harder time fighting him than necessary. Like not necessary, than like they did when they first when he first started the when he first I'm sorry guys, my mind's everywhere. But when they first fought him in the dungeon, if he had that ability, so it was stated by Mars that Ladros was basically invincible with his large mana amount plus that ability to absorb mana. But the only weakness was filling him with more mana than he could handle, as well as anti-magic. Now Asta was in the dungeon with him, so there's that anti-magic. But Ladros, and we're gonna say that Mars could absorb just about as much as Ladros for argument's sake. Ladros was able to absorb the power of Salamander. Now, this was an incomplete Salamander, but it was spirit power no less. Especially when it's stated that Salamander has the greatest offensive capabilities of all of the four great nature spirits. Now, there was the wind spirit was in the dungeon too. So, honestly, I don't think Mars got slightly injured because he fought Asta. Asta was the only one who really damaged him. Klaus, no. No. Luck, no. So, the only thing that would have happened, like, remember, because Mars was getting ready to kill Asta, but used his spirit magic to save him. I think it would kind of go like that. Like Asta would go down again, and when the spirit magic shot its power, I honestly think Mars would have been able to absorb it because Mars has a lot of mana. So he will obviously, but he used a bunch. Like he was casting high level spells in the dungeon as well. He was constantly healing himself. So, yeah. Also, side note, can we admit how impressive it is that Mars was able to break free of Klaus's restraining, his steel bindings, even though he didn't even have his grimoire? It's pretty impressive. So yeah, but when the spirit shot its wind magic at Mars, I think Mars would have absorbed it, but it would have taken his attention off Asta. So still would have saved Asta. The dungeon would have collapsed, and everybody probably would have parted ways. But I honestly think that if he had Ladros' ability Mars would be one of the strongest characters in the Black Clover verse. Sadly, he is not right now. I can admit that. As a Diamond Kingdom 8 Shining General fanboy. He ain't the strongest, but if he had that ability, he would be. He'd also be the most broken. Like, I truly believe there's a difference between broken and like powerful. You know what I mean? Like, sure, like imagine like captains, they're powerful. Someone like Asta is broken. You know what I mean? Like, they just have an ability that just like rewrites the game. But this is Annie T. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you back with more.